You don't need any other guru to save you. You need to repair the relationships that run your life. Welcome back. Today, I am talking to women who feel like they've done everything, they've done the work, yet they feel exhausted. She is somebody who, on the outside, looks like she has everything and she's holding it all together. She is looking like the perfect daughter and sister and mother and wife and all of that. Yet inside, she's feeling tired. She's feeling overwhelmed and she feels like she's always performing and she feels like she cannot just be herself. If you are that woman, this episode is just for you. We are going to talk about why you are stuck in people pleasing and how working on these three relationships can help you come out of people pleasing. I'm not going to give you tasks or things to do. I'm just inviting you to have this conversation with me so that we can together work on these relationships and move from this tension filled environment, move from things that take up too much headspace in your life to just calm and peace. Okay, let us go. So, the first relationship that is extremely crucial when you are working on people pleasing and overcoming from people pleasing is your environment. We don't talk about it enough, but environment plays a huge role in your journey to recover from people pleasing because it was your environment that led you to even start people pleasing. So when I say environment, what I mean by is your home, your office, your even your digital space. Okay. So ask yourself right now this question. Does my environment support me or does it really stress me out? Does my environment support me or does it really stress me out? Now, when I say that your environment played a role in you becoming a people pleaser, is because if you grow up in an environment which was always chaotic, so a house setup which was always filled with angry situations, which was always in turmoil, your body knows that this is what is comfortable to you. It might not be effective for you, but this is what you know. This is what your body knows to be comforting. So if you grew up in such an environment which was emotionally unstable, where there was a lot of chaos, which was unpredictable, chances are your body knows that home is something that is not restful. It is actually, it feels more like vigilance. You're always in this environment, you're always looking for the next shoe to drop. Okay. You might be in a new space now, but your body is still connected. Your body still connects home to that space. And your body still holds that tension, that nervousness whenever you are at home. The same goes for your work environment. If you're constantly around people who push your boundaries or drain your energy, that is not just tiring, it is training you to stay small. It is again reflecting your environment back onto you. But here's the truth, you don't have to be reliant on your environment. You can actually reclaim your space in an environment now. You're not kid anymore. You are the adult. You're responsible. You have all the power now in order to change the environment to suit what you prefer. So, but the best thing that you can do is to actually move away from the environment. So, if it's a home environment which is draining, you can move out. If it's an office, you can leave the job. But I know all these things are not so easy. I mean, I can say it, or you can hear some other guru talk about it. I'm not a guru, but all I'm saying is we can throw these advices, but they don't really work in the larger scheme of things, right? They're not realistic in nature for you to do right now. So, what can you do instead in order to have a good relationship with that environment? If it's your home environment, then how do you relate to this environment right now? For example, you have a husband and you're not having the best relationship with him right now. So you might associate your environment, home environment, especially with your husband entirely. And you might forget about your kids, not in the way that you might forget that you have kids. You might forget that they bring you joy more than anything else in the world. Yet you are relating everything with your husband. So instead, what you can do is this association that you have with home, you can slightly tweak it from your husband, shift your focus from your husband to your kids, so that when you are in home, the feeling of joy that you feel will come not because of your husband, but because of your kids, right? So, all in all, what I'm trying to say is you can actually associate your home environment from or with a different person, different thing, which brings you joy. It can be vice versa, right? You might be exhausted because of your kids, and you can associate your home environment with your spouse. If you're not married, then you can, and you want a space, and you know that the space is something that you've not never gotten in your life yet. That's the only thing that you seek right now. So you can create a space in your house where you feel like yourself. So it could be just a small, setup in your room, or it could be a setup in your terrace or a veranda, wherever you can sit and be yourself. It could be a small space. It does not have to be you get another room or you build something, nothing. You just have to build an environment, right? So, what does that mean to you? It has to come from you. So it could mean that you rearrange a small corner of your house to your liking so that it feels more like yourself. Okay. So these small things can help you come back and feel like yourself in this environment, because your environment is not just a place, it's part of your nervous system, right? So shift how you relate to it, and you will start shifting how you feel in your life. Let's move on to the second relationship, which is your relationship to something higher. So, relationship to, you can call it God, universe, source, nature, whatever the term that fits you is comfortable to you. This is not about religion. This is actually just having an anchor that is not you, that is something powerful, something bigger than you, but that does not feel overwhelming. Okay. When you are disconnected from a higher power, when you're disconnected from the source, the creator of all of us, you feel drained and you modify, you mold yourself into becoming something that is not you, so that you can please the people around you. Yet, when you are connected directly to the source without needing all the middlemen or without relying on any other people to tell you, okay, this is how you should connect, when you find that connection, when you find that deep connection to the creator, to the source of us all, you stop relying on anybody else's validation. We humans are emotional beings and we are social beings. So we require connection. Okay. And there is no problem in that. Yet when we are only reliant on people, people are people. They are going to make mistakes. They are going to project their feelings onto you. And you might feel small because of their feelings about themselves that is projected onto you. It's a complex thing, right? But when you're rooted in your belief, your faith in the higher power, you know that you are here for a reason. You might not have insane amount of money in the bank account. You might not have the wonderful partner in your life right now. You might not have the best anything right now. Yet you believe that I am here for a reason. When you're really connected to the source, the creator, universe, God, you feel meaning in your life. You feel that there is somebody out there who is not there to get you, but actually who is cheering you on. Every time you make a mistake, this higher power is here to uplift you, to hold you and take you to the next step. So everything that happens in your life, it does not feel like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? And it feels like an invitation for you to connect even deeper to that higher power, because everything that is happening in your life is happening for you. It is happening through you and for you and for the greater of humankind. So, this really helps you connect and be in the present moment and really reclaim your power when you connect to the higher power, because then you also understand the power lies within you, and you don't have to outsource your power to all these people. You don't need to fix anybody, you don't need to control anything, you don't need to manage. Just you can finally breathe and you can feel centered in your being. So this is what happens when you work on your relationship with the higher power. So I'm not here to tell you how you connect to the higher power, right? Some women connect with prayer. They really hold on to religion. That's fine if that's you. Some people, some women chant, some do prayer, some do meditation, some walk in nature, some paint, some dance, right? You choose your unique way. You find what has worked for you till now. You find what is working for you right now. And try to really, really tap into that power, reconnect with the source, reconnect with the higher self, sit in nature. You'll find that all these troubles and everything that you have in life, they're always an invitation for you to really understand yourself better and understand the world better. You are not here to fix anything or to problem solve, nothing. You're just here to live your life in the most joyous way. And the more you do it, you'll find that you don't even need, all these things that you think you need in order to feel joyful. It just comes naturally, but it won't happen. And you might feel like Shani is saying all these weird things and I don't believe it, and that's okay. But you know what? What if you try? What if you try? You have tried all the other things. What if you try to just really work on this relationship that we don't really talk about and do it out of love and not fear. Okay, do not do it because I'm saying you have to do it. Do it because you feel like, okay, I might do this because I've been feeling called to do it, and then that's why I'm doing it. And lastly, the third most important relationship. Actually, all these three are very important, but this is the relationship that you have with yourself. Relationship with yourself is extremely important. So let me ask you something. When you wake up in the morning, what is that first thing that you feel about yourself? Or you don't even think about yourself? Both answers, every answer is good. But ask yourself, do you feel excited about your life? Do you feel excited that I get to exist? That I feel worthy of existing, that I feel so joyful that there is another day and I get to do all these things and I just get to be? Or do you feel like, oh, another day and I have to go to office and I have to wash dishes and all these feelings? What do you feel when you wake up? Because I have realized this from my life and working with my clients also that no matter how good your partner is, no matter how much money you have in your bank account, no matter how great of a student you were, no matter what, if you wake up or if you feel whenever you see yourself, or you even don't try to see yourself because you're just so disconnected from yourself, nothing in your life will satisfy you. Nobody, nothing will satisfy you. If you have a very turbulent relationship with yourself, if you don't look at yourself and be like, you know what, this is a person worth living in this world, then it's a very sad state. And I'm not here telling you to pity yourself, I'm just telling you to just focus and give yourself some attention that you've been giving to everybody else. So the amount of time that you spend on thinking about other people, thinking about you or other people and how their life has been over these years, and thinking about your sister, thinking about your partner, kids, all of that is super also important, but not more important than you. Your relationship with yourself really has to take the forefront, at least now when you are on this journey to overcome people pleasing. Because literally everything that exists, I would go on to the extent and say exists because of you. Why? Because as you shut your eyes, everything will stop. Your world will stop to exist. You won't know. When you're not on this earth, you won't know. So, why do you focus so much on what others think? I know it's a survival pattern, and of course, but For you to even realize this is a survival battle, you have to sit with yourself, really connect with yourself, and know that everything that happened to me for a reason. And maybe I forgive what happened to me, maybe I forget what happened to me, but it does not matter because life is giving me another day. And that's the beauty of life, that I get to decide every single morning what do I want to be, who do I want to be, what do I want to create, and what do I want to bring more of in my life. So every single day, if I wake up with this feeling of, oh my God, another day, then another day will just pass like that. But if you choose and decide, you know what, I am intentionally going to work on being more joyful, being more me. But before that, I will start to understand who is even me. What is that I like? What is it that I want? What is it that I desire? What is it that I would like my life to be? All these questions, all these contemplations, all these meditations that you do with yourself, these are going to shift your life, sometimes drastically, but in a sustainable manner, the way you deserve. Because if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, right, everything that will come to you, you'll not even able to hold it or contain it. And tell me if this has happened to you, that people come to you and tell you that you're so inspiring, your life has been so wonderful, how did you do it and how did you do that? And you sit there thinking, really, I don't think I've done anything. Like, I don't think I deserve this, and I don't think I deserve this appreciation. Do you think like that? It's because you're not appreciative of the things that you've done. You're always stuck in the comparison mode, that this person is better and that person is better. And look at somebody on Instagram that she's doing amazing and all that. You forget your own life story. When I connect, when I work on the relationship with myself, I honor my journey, I honor my context. And then when I do that, there is no room for jealousy, there is no room for comparison, there is no room for anything but appreciation for myself. And this is self relationship, or the relationship with self is all about trusting and of acceptance and loving yourself. It is not about perfection. It is not about I did this and that's why I deserve this. No, it's I am and that's why I deserve. No, it's all about deep love and appreciation for whatever you've done till now, good, bad, everything else, right? We judge ourselves so much. Like, we are our harshest critics. When you work on your relationship with yourself, we become our loudest cheerleaders, because that is what we deserve. And when we do that, we also find people who reflect the same to us, because life is a mirror reflection. Everything that is happening to your life is something that you've been working on internally, be it a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, relationship with yourself is not about perfection. It is just about being able to say, you know what, I love myself even when I mess up. I forgive myself even when I fell short. I just really love myself because I do. There is no other reason that is required. You don't have to be a good girl or a good woman or a good person or all of those things in order to love yourself. You just love yourself. That's the truth. When you work on these three relationships together, you'll realize you love yourself even more, because somebody who's been created by this universal love is also love. So you are also love. And why won't you love love? So let me give you a couple of things that you can try to start building this relationship with yourself. The one thing that I would definitely like to recommend is accept yourself fully. Everything good, bad, shitty, amazing, whatever has happened to you, just accept it with open arms. Like, really surrender and be like, you know what, this is what happened. And because we humans have this tendency to judge a lot. And then we judge ourselves the most, and we say that, you know what, I should have done that better. I regret this and regret that and all of that. But everything is that has happened in the past, right now in this moment. And when you did that thing, whatever you regret or whatever you feel guilty about, did you think it was wrong for you to do in that moment? Because it's very easy to become intelligent in hindsight. We're always intelligent in hindsight. But when something is happening in the moment with all the knowledge, all the resources, all the wisdom that we had in that moment, we did what we could. We did our best. That's it. Let it go. Accept yourself, everything that you've done. Okay. Let's start a new slate by acceptance and then begin your new day with this new being who loves herself. Of course, if anybody comes and says this is wrong, I want us to not be like shaken because of, okay, this person said I am wrong, but be curious. Be curious about what people think about you, not because you want to change yourself, mold yourself in order to for that person to love you or accept you or be like, she's the best, but just be curious that okay, if that person is saying something to me, maybe I can explore to see if I find it right or not. And if I do find that there are things that I can work on, I will do that. Otherwise, I will discard it. Okay. So accept yourself. And very important, the second thing that you can try is make small promises to yourself. I believe self worth is all about making promises and keeping those promises. So we are not going to jump and make big promises because then we'll not be able to accomplish those promises and then the loop will continue. But we're going to make small promises. So make small promises like every single day when I wake up, I am going to drink a glass of water. That's a very simple promise. And you can start, waking up and drinking the glass of water. And then slowly, you'll be able to give the evidence. I care about myself and I make good on my promises. Make small promises, keep those promises, and slowly you'll be able to make big promises, then bigger, and the biggest promise that I love myself fully and completely. And you'll realize that your self worth is unshakable. There's no magical potion to this. It's very simple, it's a lifelong journey. Yet you get to do it your way. You don't have to follow anybody else's rules. Create your rules. Experiment with your life. Your life is an experiment. So treat it like that. Be funny about it. Have fun with it, and create the life that you really truly love by working on these three relationships. But more importantly, the last practice that I would like to give you is, or something that I tell myself is, I am not going to let anybody's projection of them become my reality. For women who live with their partners, it's very easy if their partner is cynical and they say money doesn't grow on trees and reality sucks and everything sucks. You might also start to believe in those things, but this is what I tell myself, that I do not care what anybody says about anything. I care about the people. I do not adhere to their version of reality because I get to choose my reality. So I will not let anybody's projection of reality be my reality. Okay. So that is one thing that I would want to leave you with. This, because this is self leadership. You get to choose, you get to create your own reality, and that is healing. When you stop abandoning yourself, everything in your life starts to change. You deserve that change. So these were the three relationships, very powerful relationships that can change everything: your environment, your relationship with the higher power, creator, source, God, and very, very important, your relationship with yourself. Take care of these relationships. They are not quick fixes, like I said. It's a lifelong work, but they are the foundation of your foundation. They're the foundation of your freedom. Once you repair, or once you invite these relationships to take the front stage of your life, you will start to see big shifts. I have transformed my life working on these three relationships. And every time I find myself in a tricky situation, I always go back to figuring out what is not working for me in this moment, or not, even if not working, I'm just curious to know where am I not prioritizing these relationships. Okay. So when you repair, when you work on these relationships, every other relationship also gets better. Remember, you are here to lead. That is my intention. You are here to lead in a way that suits you, that is most effective for you, that is Only for you. Choose your way, work on these relationships, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care. Namaste.